Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to kliqthistv.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
$2026. Are we 2026 yet at airtime? No, I guess we're not yet. It's coming up this week. Will be 2026. I'm with that fucking wrestler guy, Kevin Nash.
The wrestling guy.
Kliq This. Episode 182. For those of you that like that. All right, coming off the heels of the first of the series of back-to-back holidays. Kev, Mike, on Christmas Eve, I just want to tell you this very quickly. They were showing on the big screen It's a Wonderful Life, the Jimmy Stewart 1940-something film. So I made it a point to get tickets, take the family to that. We're sitting there in the afternoon watching. My wife gets the first text, which she's trying to ignore, from her mother, that saying that they had fevers yesterday. But my father-in-law does the whole big thing, the big table, 65 courses that he's cooking for 3 days, and the table stretches from the dining room to Sea Caucus. And so they had fevers, but they're okay today. Then the second one comes, something about, could you pick up some Prosecco? We're a little short on the wine. No problem. Then the third one comes. Your father passed out. He's on his way to the hospital. The ambulance is on the way over. So we gather our stuff and we leave. And he, you don't know what happens. You say someone passed out. It could be anything. It could run the whole gamut. They had fevers. They were sick. They're in their 70s, so you have to be concerned. He has a couple of stents going on, too. So, it's a host of things. So obviously, they end up not doing anything for Christmas. Do you ever see that movie, Kev, A Christmas Story? The family from in the 30s or 40s. And on Christmas, the turkey gets ruined. And they end up in the Chinese restaurant on Christmas.
Who's that?
So we get, Darren McGavin is the father.
Oh, yeah, that's the one where the guy sticks his
tongue to the pole.
Yeah.
Correct. Scotty Schwartz.
You know what? Before we go, I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life. I've seen pieces of it. I've never watched the movie.
It's worth the investment. It's classic.
Obviously not.
You're a classic kind of guy. You should be watching this.
Yeah,
So that famous scene in the Christmas Story that the waiters stand around and they're singing fa ra 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 ra. I guess insensitive for the present time, but funny in 1983 when it was made. So I said to my wife, text your brother right now. If your parents can't do this, we're all going to a Chinese restaurant. We're finding an old school Chinese restaurant somewhere. We're getting a huge table. And we said, so Christmas Day, me, my family, and my brother-in-law and his family, we end up having a Chinese Christmas. Yes, there it is. I wish I could have got more of the decor. The table was too big, but they had like the tiki huts and stuff. We had a little tiki roof over us. Yeah, that was Christmas, a Chinese Christmas. I enjoyed it so much I may do it again. I have a beverage in a tiki glass in front of me there. You can't really see.
Is that kind of violet hair that girl has?
That is my godson Matthew's girlfriend, Alex. Yes, and I guess it's a reddish.
It looks purple.
I would fucking go with that if I could. I'm just going with the mangled gray, the struggling dye look. Your week, Kev, prior to this was eventful too because you got to enjoy your friends at Delta a little bit.
Yes. Well, first off, I went to Pittsburgh and eventless flight on the way there. Saw my first snow of the year in Pittsburgh, which was for Detroit boy very kind of put me a little bit in the mood,
Mm.
you know. Like I felt like it's kind of hard to feel like it's Christmas down here when it's 80,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, well,
And, yeah, and people are surfing. So
I can never do it. People are like, "Oh, you go to Disney for Christmas?" I can't do it. It's something fucks up the wiring in my head if it's too warm on Christmas.
yeah.
So I'll take 7 inches of snow tomorrow. Go ahead.
But I went. The reason I went was I have a feeling that I won't like Sting probably won't sign because he was only gonna. This is his last signing in face paint and basic costume, and I just don't think that Steve's gonna sign as Steve. I just don't see him sitting at a table as Steve Borden with a baseball cap on.
No way.
I just don't see it. So I wanted to make sure that I was at his last signing. And we've been, I mean, I've known Steve since before I got in the business. I knew Steve from Maine, but they owned the gym. So I've known Steve, say, 89. 30, almost 35, 36 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to see him and I saw a lot of, I saw Lita and I flew in. Trish was there. I saw the Rick and Robbie, the Steiners. I saw Lex. Kane was there. The Hardy Brothers. Who else? Carlito.
Mark Madden.
Well, Madden wasn't signing.
He wasn't part of the thing, but I know you saw
No,
him.
he and I had dinner together. JR and the King were there. So this is a good, Sergeant Slaughter was there. Good turnout of the old timers. So
Legends, please, legends.
whatever. And on the way back, so Lita and I we flew there together, and we of course were going to fly back on the same flight. So we had a 4:26. So Sunday we were leaving the convention center at 2. So just as like I'm getting up, like I'm gonna like get up and start picking up the shit around me, and I don't have to fuck with the 8x10s and pens because my promoter does all that. So, but I'm gonna just say because I'm leaving before a lot of people are because it's Ron Simmons was there, and so and JBL, so Lita looks over at me, and I look at her, and she's got this kind of like look on her face, and then she like holds her phone up and points to it, and I'm like, and it was just like telepathy. I'm like, the only thing that she could be sending me would no, it's I go right to my Delta app, I pull it up, and we're push back now till 6:20. So I'm like, ah, fuck. So now because they've got only so many Suburbans like in the loop that we have to incorporate, like, so we just can't leave right then because I'm not going to go. Number one, there's no Crown Room in Pittsburgh, so there's
No.
I guess they call it Sky Lounge now, but I'm old school, and so long story short, we all end up at the airport. And the upside is that the Lions game is on. So I find a little bar and get a burger and a non-alcoholic beer and pony up to about probably a 54-inch TV, like right across from me. I'm like, oh, I'll just sit here, and I'm right next to my gate. I'll just sit here and watch the Lions game. Because what's the chance of the Lions losing 3 in a row? So I'm doing that.
Missed me. I fucking took him, given 7.5. I should have took a dick in my mouth. Go ahead.
So I walk over there, and the time has changed again. And now, like, Robbie and Scotty are there. Ron's there. So all the people that were on the 6 o'clock flight are now they've got 3 flights of people that they're going to divide into two airplanes. And one of the airplanes is a 717, which isn't a 3-3 configuration in coach. It's a 2-3.
2-3, yeah.
Yeah. So now it's like, so it's already starting to get that churn of a clusterfuck.
I would say.
I don't have to like, so they've put me now on a 10:33 out of Atlanta to get in at 12:09 into Daytona Beach. So
Your original time was what, 9?
9. So like I'm 3 hours late, but I'm thinking, you know, like, and at this point now, like there's no food at home. I was gonna go to like my little local restaurant, get some fresh seafood. My night's fucked. So we fuck around. We finally land in Atlanta, and we're like 8 miles from the actual terminals. Like, I'm looking through out the window, and I can see like the last terminal, F, and it's like, you know, 8 miles away. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, yeah, there's someone in our gate. I fucking sure as hell hope so. You're in fucking Athens, Georgia. I landed in the middle of the University of Georgia's football field. So it took forever. So, and I'm sitting in 1B. So I'm thinking, and I've got my bag, so I've got nothing checked. So I'm like, I'm going to have about 37 minutes, you know, we pull up, I've got like, and we're at, we land in B3, and I've got to go to C33. So B3 is all the way at one end. So I got to put a little, because, you know, they're well known, Delta's well known for the shut the door 15 minutes before the actual time that the flight is supposed to leave, but not pull away from the ramp or anything. Just shut the door just to fuck with you. So I hustle my beat up ass. I was actually pretty proud of myself. Got there, and as I sit down, I'm like, why are they not boarding this? And I watched it slowly, the board change from 10:33 to now 12:47. So we're not even leaving Atlanta now to 12:47. So now I start to, because I've traveled so much, I'm like, this can be a flight crew trying to get there. They're going to time out, and I'm going to end up staying in the hood around the airport. And I'm just like, ugh. So I went up and I talked to the gate agent, and I was just like, and you know, and nobody knows anything, ever, you know. So I ended up getting home at, I think I walked in my door like 2:40 something. So I just put a text message out. I'm sorry, an X,
A
tweet, whatever. It wasn't anything. I didn't curse. I just said that I kind of gave a synopsis of my flight, my experience, and I just prayed to God that no other family was counting on this airline to get them to anywhere during the holidays.
It was a very civil tweet. Steve, do we have the tweet? It was because you could have gone.
I could have went postal.
You could have let your emotions get the best of you.
I'm trying to be a better human, so but I still wanted to get a small dig in. So the next day, I ordered some lobster tails for me and my wife and my mother-in-law to have on Thursday. So I'm driving. I go to the gym. I train chest, and it's pretty much like a loop. I got to go up to Ormond to Hulls to get the lobster tails. So as I'm driving from Hulls, I said, I'll just go ahead and go over the Granada Bridge, and I'll go, because there's like a real kind of cool back road off of that John Anderson with like real high dollar houses. And I knew they'd be all decorated and shit. So I said, I'll just drive through that little back road and look at all those, houses, because I know they were decked out. So my phone rings, and I look down, and it was like 1-800 number was the first thing. I just said, well, I'm not picking that up. And then I get it says MINOT International Airport. So there's my calls. So I start getting these. So eventually I pick up, and I get a black gentleman with a British accent, and so customer service, we're going over your misfortune of your flight yesterday. I'd like to compensate you. And I'm like, man. I said, fuck me. It's like after 3 million miles, by the time you get home, you just say, fuck it. I threw a tweet out. He says, oh yes, we saw it on social media.
Actually, the entire cast of Bridgerton was with me, and we all saw
yes,
the tweet. Yes.
And so I'm just trying to get. I was like, okay, I'm thinking this is something, because my wife is traveling, so I don't know if she's been pushed to some. I don't know where Minot is, but it's in North Dakota. But I don't know that. So I'm figuring, fuck, my wife's flying home today, and maybe I should pick up something that says an airline. So he says, well, sir, let me put you on hold and get my supervisor. We'd like to compensate you. I'm like, oh, fuck. So they put me on hold, and the music is my fucking Diesel theme music. I'm like, okay, like this is a prank, but it can't be, because it's coming from an airport. And
now, you don't think that song was just next in the rotation from
because
James Taylor?
I haven't came down. I haven't came down to that version since '94. So yeah, just by chance that just got one of the many Christmas songs in the loop. So now I'm starting to think. So this guy gets on, and he's and he kind of says like a couple of things, and I'm like just trying to like graciously, without saying fuck off. Like okay, we're good. And he says, can I ask you a question, Mr. Nash? I said, yeah. He goes, that's Shawn Michaels. Is he really a sexy boy? I said, what?
He's just going by the script. That's the standard Delta script.
Yeah. So then the black guy now comes in, and they're on a conference call, and they go into this homosexual, like explicit homosexual dialogue about me and Shawn Michaels, and I'm just like I'm fucking floored. I'm like, what the fuck? So I saw finally I motherfuck them both, and I hang up my phone. And they call back. I don't pick up. So I'm like, gotta wait because at this point now I have to go someplace because I won't fuck around on my phone while I'm driving. So now I've got to go someplace where I know exactly where there's a park up ahead. I'm going to go to this park and I'm
Take
gonna
a piss.
No, I'm just going to fucking go to the park
No.
and
Oh.
get on my phone and be responsible, but I'm going to speak to somebody. So the first thing I do is, being the detective, is I call the number so I call the 1-800-325-8224 number.
24 for anyone listening and not watching. Yes.
And it fucking is Delta baggage claim.
So it's legit. This wasn't just some dude who saw the
legit.
tweet. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But it's their 800, it's their baggage claim for the nation.
Right. Could be anywhere. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I get a hold of a woman, a baggage claim, and they give me every option they can, and I'm just saying, speak to a representative, speak to a representative, speak to a representative. Finally, your hold time would be less than 5 minutes, and it was like a minute, and she picked up, and she says, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "This is going to sound strange." I said, and I gave her my frequent flyer number, and she pulled me up, and she was like, "Oh, thank you for having 3 million miles with us and being a diamond medallion." And I said, "Okay, well, that's great." So this is what happened, and I explained the story to her. She's outraged. And she
Kevin,
says,
do you have to tell her, when you explain this, do you have to tell her, like, who you are and the Shawn Michaels gay references? Like, how specific do you have to get?
I told her, I said I was a professional wrestler with the WWE. I said, the guys played my ring music, which is the music that you would play in the arena when I walked from the backstage to the ring. I said, so it was that thought out. I said, Shawn Michaels was my tag team partner. I said,
the Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah, I just said he was my tag team partner. I said, and a very close friend of mine for over 30 years. And they basically went into just some very vulgar homosexual, tirade about me and him. And she's like, well, there can't be more than 5 people that work for Delta at this airport. This should not be a problem. She says, you know what? She says, I'm going to put you with the diamond desk. With your status, I'm going to, she puts me with to the diamond desk, and I get Angela Davis.
Of 60s protest fame?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The most fucking irate human being I've ever spoke to from Delta in my life.
She's mad at you?
I guess. I mean, she's just.
Mad at the world.
I'm trying to explain to her. I guess it popped up. I had 3 million miles, so that was the perfect time to just tell me to go fuck myself. And the whole time, like, I haven't said anything. So I said, well, the lady that I just talked to from the baggage department thought that they'd be able. I ain't got no damn way we can track their phone numbers and and I said, you know what? I said, I don't have time for this in my fucking brain, man. I said, why don't we just agree that this airlines in the last 3 years has just went to shit. Delta's the shit. And she said, "What? Don't use that kind of language." She goes, "I'll block you from flying Delta." And I said, "What?" I said, "I'm the bad guy?" I said the word shit. I said, "You got 2 of your employees that are explicit homosexual verbiage with me?" in the middle of the day using my information that's in a computer system to fuck with me? I said, you do know that this, when this started, it said it was recorded. You do know that. Oh, I didn't say I was going to. Oh, yes, you did. You said that you were going to stop me from flying Delta. Well, you know what? I said, and I knew what her name was, her first name. I said, I bet you I can find you. I said, I bet you I can find you and get your ass fired. So that was my flying with Delta experience. And that, what didn't the CEO today have something he wanted to say about how bad the people that fly their airplanes are?
Yeah, well, no, he said that he's blaming the low cost of travel nowadays, the fact that we can fly for less, for some of the lack of civility, the trash on the plane, basically, is where he was going without.
Well, maybe
saying
that
so many
motherfucker
words.
needs to pay his fucking crew a little bit of more cash, because he's got some real fucking pieces of shit that work for Delta, motherfucker.
Were you contacted? I'm sure it'll happen now, but were you contacted by any of the legitimate
No.
customer relations departments? You have 3 million miles. You've been flying them exclusively for 25 years.
Just Black James Bond and his counterpart, fucking Edgar Winter. It's just, I was so floored when they double teamed me. I was just like, what the but the thing, you think to yourself, like, I'm being pranked by somebody I know. And I'm like, I can't be, because it says this
The phone number was
international.
legitimate,
Yeah. It's this, like that. So there you go.
Do you think, like, does Aaron Rodgers have to go through, like, does Joe Namath, like,
You can
did
see
this
the
shit
first
happen to these?
See the first. It's 6:03. I don't pick up.
Correct. And then 6:10 is when you make contact.
I make contact.
And then at 6:12, it looks like they tried to call you back. Is that
That was.
or that? Oh, maybe that's when you called them.
Yeah, that's when I called them.
Or the 6:16 probably the last one, right? The last one would be you calling them.
Yeah.
Ms. Davis was contacted at 6:16.
Yeah. So there's my time frame.
It's all there. It's all time stamped for the upcoming trial.
That's right. So Delta, you got some splaining to do.
God,
Gotta love the holidays.
This show has not been the shining advertisement for Delta.
No, it hasn't. I guess,
though, I want to say, I think we do owe, for some transparency, we don't talk about it when things go well, right?
No,
it's not as good a story.
And I even said, when I was talking to the lady from the baggage thing, I said, listen, I said, I have an occasional problem with Delta. I said, if this was American or United, I said, I don't think I would even fly. Because the flight end was I mean, on time, perfect, So, but it's just that for this example here, my wife flew from Huntsville to Atlanta to Daytona Beach on the next day after this incident. She was supposed to be home at 9 o'clock. She got home at like midnight. And they had a crew timeout and all this other shit. So my wife basically on the exact, because I said to her during the day, she goes, I pray, I don't want to go through the same shit you did last night and end up, she said, my luck, I'll end up getting stuck, in Atlanta. They'll put us in some, airport, like the Ramada in the hood or some shit. And I said, if you have any problems, I said, call me. I said, I'll go ahead and get you a room at the Marriott right there on property. And she calls me and she said, what do you think? I said, get Mom a wheelchair. I said, because they changed gates on them twice. And then finally there was like a combination of almost like 58 gates between the gates they would have to walk to the middle, down to the train, up, and then to the other direction. So I said, no, I said, get mom a wheelchair. I said, don't walk her. So, but you know, it's one of those situations where I get it. It's the holidays, but you know, when you take and throw people on a like as soon as you're on a 717, you know right there, man, they've just pulled this bitch out of the mothballs, and you know, no electronic system whatsoever. You know, 2-hour flights, you don't have nothing, no Wi-Fi, no screen, you got nothing. It's like
you're drinking and meditating is what you're
yeah,
doing.
and I don't drink.
Staring at the head of the right.
So, thank God I had a.
You bring a book?
Fucking,
Did you bring
no,
a
I
copy of Monkey Morales? Maybe I'll have to send you one.
Brought a fucking fistful of Xanax.
So that was Pittsburgh. So the Pittsburgh part of it was fine. It was just the
that was just my return home. So then, after I get this phone call, I'm driving. Now it's 6 o'clock on the beach. It's pitch black. I'm driving home. I've got the lobster in the trunk, and a 90-pound dog runs in front of my car. I hit it, but I slam on my brakes. I'm only going 30 to start with, and I've got pretty damn good reflexes for an old man. And I drive barefoot. When I'm in my car, I drive barefoot. So it's like,
what's the reason for this?
Just because my feet are so big. Like, if you got sneakers on, you could.
They're even bigger.
No, yeah, yes. But you just don't have. You just don't have the. It just you can drive much better with your feet.
Okay.
So I mean, I was on that brake pedal. Like, if I hit that dog going 10, I would be surprised, because he just kind of picked him up like a cow catcher would on the front of a train, and he landed on his feet, and then he just ran forward, and then he went between some houses on the beach side. So I pulled up and got out, and I got my flashlight, and I also happened to have a pistol in my car, so I had my pistol, and I just kind of looked around. I wasn't going to knock on any doors or anything, but I also wasn't going to get attacked by a rabid dog. And I couldn't find blood trail. I couldn't find anything. I got up the next morning and did some investigative to see if anybody, because I didn't want their dog to have been injured.
Yeah.
And but I couldn't find any information. Nobody knew a dog like. And we all walk. I mean, people walk.
You knock doors and everything. I mean, you did the
I
whole
knocked on
deal.
doors.
I did barefoot Columbo over here.
Well, I did what I could, because I mean, I love dogs. I mean, that's and so today, I did a little bit of damage on the front of the Mustang. I didn't realize that the front of my Mustang is identical to the Shelby Mustang. And, in my estimation, it looks like they needed to push this one part in that just was missing a clip. And I knew it was going to be probably the Ford motor, $500 clip I'd have to pay for, but I was expecting it. Dude told me I had $3,000+ worth of damage.
Of course.
Right.
But it's the work, right? It's the work.
Well, he breaks it down. He gives me the breakdown of the body work and everything else. And
is it parts or labor that's costing you that much?
Number one, there's $583 for paint. I'm in an all-white car. So I said to him, I said, whoa. I said, well, what the fuck's with this paint? He goes, well, all the pieces that we're going to be replacing, they only come in black. I'm like,
They're all black.
yeah, every piece that
Like the Minot Delta customer service.
No, so this
Yes.
fucking the pieces are coming. I'm thinking like, wow, because if you wanted to cover, if you don't have a black car, I mean, you're pretty much picking about the worst fucking color you can pick to have to cover with white. So, and then I have like stripes on my car. There's like a 4-inch little stripe that goes down 2 pieces of my car. That was like $500 for that. I'm just like, motherfucker. And it's just like, you take it someplace else and you know what they're going to do. They're going to glue it. They're not going to replace it because all the clips that all that air dam hooked onto, all those clips got fucking bent. You can't bend them back.
There was that much damage where even the paint stripe was
No.
messed up, or they're saying because they have to replace the piece, they have to put a new paint stripe on.
But it's like a decal. It's not even a fucking it's not even a paint stripe. It's like I'm just looking at the guy. I'm just like, you know, I'm waiting any minute for the dude to just hit me with the baby oil and just fucking tell me it's a freak off. Jesus, I said, what the fuck? So, yeah, Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Fuck.
at least you got to see Mark Madden.
Yes, got to see my good friend Mark Madden. We caught up. It's so great when I go to Pittsburgh too because he's been on the radio there for 5,000 years, and when we go out, it's so nice to have like if we're sitting someplace, people come up and say, "Hey, Mark," and not fuck with me. Like everybody knows who Mark Madden is in Pittsburgh.
Oh, they go to him
Yeah,
over you
yeah,
in Pittsburgh. Wow.
Yeah. He gets more love in Pittsburgh than I do. So
I can never hear Pittsburgh and not think of that old story, Kev. You know, the 2 guys that sit on a Greyhound and pulling out of Pittsburgh, and they both have black eyes, and one turns to the other and goes, "This is too much of a coincidence. How'd you get yours?" And he goes, "Oh, man." He goes, "Slip of the lip, really. I was purchasing the ticket for this trip, and the woman behind the counter had massive breasts, like Steve Kaufman because of his estrogen. And I accidentally said, 'How much is a ticket to Pittsburgh?' And she just clocked me right in the face. 'How'd you get yours?' And the guy goes, 'Well, funny, same kind of thing. Slip of the lip. I was having breakfast this morning. I meant to say to my wife, 'Can you pass the sugar?' And I accidentally said, 'You ruined my life, you fucking bitch.'" There you go. Gene Krupa hit the shot.
Well, shot.
Well, that was rough, Kev. Sorry to hear about that. You know, it was rough. I don't want you to spoil anything for me. I'm about an hour or so into one battle after another. And I know this is supposed to be the movie of the decade or whatever. And I'm starting to wonder if it's because of the themes, the immigration themes. Because it's not anything else yet for me.
Tell me the opening scene wasn't a wet fart when they're going to the fucking detention center.
Oh, the big operation that's happening.
Yeah,
I guess it was supposed to flood me with excitement. It didn't.
Yeah,
a lot of the gratuitous sexualization and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I was thinking there was going to be some gunfire, like some.
I think I'm just going to put on "It's a Wonderful Life" instead.
I was going to say it was definitely no Body of Lies.
No. Did you, speaking of movies, did you see Nicolas Cage is going to be playing John Madden in his biopic?
I could see him playing Davis.
Okay, so Al Davis is in it, obviously.
I could see him playing Davis. I can't see him playing John Madden. He looks like Davis.
You'd think, right? And I did the same thing as you. Then I saw a clip and I was like, okay, This might happen. Steve, if you play the clip without audio, maybe you could just see a little bit of it so we don't get struck for some kind of copyright. But I had to see it in action before I bought it. What do you think?
I'll watch it.
I think it's going to be a Prime, an original Prime, coming out next.
All right.
Next Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I got Prime.
So we're on the cusp of 2026 here, Kev. Where are we going next year? What's happening? Who's going to be the NBA champ? Who's going to be the NFL champ?
God, it's early for NBA. I'll tell you one thing, though. OKC is got 5 losses, and 3 of them are the Spurs. They haven't beat they can't beat the Spurs. So right now, if OKC's got to go through the Spurs, that doesn't look good. I watched Jokic. I watched the Joker play yesterday, and I don't know what the fuck he ended up with. 56, 57, like 57,
Really?
57, 17, and 16.
Wow.
I mean, every time he is the MVP of the league every year and has been for the last 5. Because you take that motherfucker off of Denver and they don't have a chance.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's scary when you have to keep one player healthy.
He's a horse. He never goes down.
What about football?
I guess I do have to, before I go any further, though, I do have to put over my Pistons, because the Pistons the Pistons could come out of the East. They could definitely come out of the East. Football, God, man. I saw the power rankings today. Do you know what the number 1 team power rankings was today in the NFL?
Who it was?
Yeah.
When I was doing my betting research, Detroit was second.
What's that?
Detroit was number 2.
No, this is
before this weekend.
This is football.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The FPI.
I'm talking
the
about the
second.
fucking the going in the no. These are only playoff
After this
teams.
weekend. The current.
This is only playoff teams.
Oh, I thought you meant the Football Power Index rankings, the
No.
FPI. All right. So
This
what do
is
you got? Who am I looking at?
Jacksonville.
Hmm.
Jacksonville is the number 1 team. So
Yeah, there's a lack of dominance, right? There's not that.
it's like there's the Rams, the Chargers, the Seahawks, the Broncos, Jags, Bears, you know, and then the Bills.
Yeah, Bills.
That's kind of it. But I mean, it seems like maybe just Detroit shining everybody up real nice, but getting everybody ready for their baby face run. But it seems like Rodgers is starting to get some traction, but they're going to lose their wideout for smacking that guy in Detroit. So what do we got here?
Looking at some odds for Super Bowl winners here. I guess the safest money would be the Rams right now,
I don't know, man.
according to the Vegas odds. Seattle next, then Buffalo. Seattle actually and Buffalo are tied. No,
To
650,
me,
plus
to me,
650 on
Seattle lost me when they played Rivers and when his first game back, and almost they had to kick a field goal to beat them. Broncos looked like shit last night.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very unexciting year in the NFL. So some feedback from last week, Kev. Folks were watching, folks were listening. Florida East Coast said Cena equals professional. Hall of Fame for sure. Not everybody felt that way, Kev. Robert C. wrote in and said he shouldn't have tapped. He should have just passed out. Go out on your shield and never give up.
What don't people understand about the fact that John Cena came back, he orchestrated, he booked this. John went out the way he wanted to. So it doesn't matter what Ed from fucking Sandusky wanted. Ain't nobody going out on their fucking shield. The program goes on. Everybody's replaceable.
Well, I read John's comments about the smile. Did you see this?
Yes, it was.
They sounded slightly familiar.
Yeah, I was almost amazed.
He talked about the memories. He talked about the significance of the moment in the ring. Basically,
It was like he equated it to taking the last breath. And I believe I used that exact term. I said everybody's in the room while you're dying, and you clear your throat and say, "Hey, everybody, I'm about to take my last breath." I think that was the only difference was the actual telling of the story. But what the fuck do I know?
no. Well, thanks for listening, John. Good to hear from you. Klusman, 1970. Bron Breakkers never going to reach the heights of his dad and uncle. Weren't the Steiners mid-carders as tag team even though they were good? They could never cut
whoa. So Bron will never surpass his fathers. Weren't they mid-carders? Bron's not a mid-carder right now. He's wrestling for the fucking heavyweight championship.
Maybe Klusman 1970 means long term.
No. Whoever this person is, fuck him. He doesn't know anything about what he's talking about, and he doesn't get any time on our show. Bye.
Okay. I was going to give you you might have had something to say about the rest of it, but
no,
instead,
fuck him. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to listen to two Hall of Fame tag team guys who fucking ruled tag team wrestling for 20 years, had epic battles with the Road Warriors, I mean,
he goes on to mention promos, Kevin. I think that's where that was intended to
And
go.
you're going to tell me Scotty Steiner didn't have great promos once he became a singles?
I was going to say that's what had to happen when he was out on his own in the WCW run.
Yeah.
With the metallic thing.
Yeah. Number one, they're like brothers to me. Number two, it's just like anybody that weren't they mid card? He's asking us a question, but dude, shut the fuck up. Go run in front of my car.
He could shut the fuck up, run in front of your car, get hit with the black pegs in the front there, the painted black pegs. But he could also just relax and have a nano-infused Delta-9 THC beverage from Get Blitzed. Get Blitzed Lit Aid. If you'd like to mix your own, they have the THC sipping syrup, which you're seeing right there, and you can put just a teaspoon. Don't need more than that. Into a beverage of your choice, or grab the Get Blitzed Lit Aid mixers, the Kliq This edition, Kev's Key Lime, Shawn's Blue Raz. If you're in Maryland, you can visit a Stay Lit smoke shop, but for the rest of us, it's legal to ship right from the Get Blitzed website to almost all 50 states without a med card as long as you're over 21. And right now, you can save 15% by entering the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, at checkout. Go to get-blitzed.com, get-blitzed.com. And grab them. Grab those pre-made mixers that we love so much, the Kliq This edition. Thank you very much, Mickey, Courtney. Love to you from us.
Happy holidays, you guys.
Happy holidays. Everyone go check out their full line of selections at get-blitz.com. All right. Michael Klingenberg said, never seen a dude wearing a scarf that wasn't a douchebag. Just throwing it out there. Well, I guess I wore a scarf last week, which was proof positive, Michael, that you are spot on. tysontomko, Merry Christmas to Kevin, Shawn, T's Sweet Aluminum Tree, and everyone else out there. Life can be a B, but we all got this podcast to enjoy together. Thank you, Tom.
That's the Tomko.
Yes.
That's the pro wrestler.
Yeah, he's dropped some stuff before here.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Keep it on, Redneck. I think this is just my opinion, that Punk should go over on Breakker on Raw in January for the belt, and then have Bron Breakker versus Punk at WrestleMania, and have Punk drop the belt to Breakker then.
I watched Punk in the main event of that match last Monday.
The tag team match.
Number one, if you're the heavyweight champion of the WWE and you wrestle in a T-shirt, ouch. Number two, his punches looked really slow. He looked slow. I think it's time for him. I think he's done.
2026 maybe be the
I think
the swan song for Punk.
I think Bron should beat him.
Well, all right. So this is a fine time to bring this up. Kev, I watched Raw, and I'm thinking now. I'm looking at what the spotlight is tight on right now, and it's CM Punk, Bron, Gunther.
That's it.
Play this out. Well,
there's 7 championships.
Title matches, right? Well, I'm talking about for the title match, based on what's going to happen in January. The fact that for 2 weeks Gunther's come out and cut the promo, and I know Punk came out and stuff, but they've just had Gunther go out there. He's got the real heat right now, it seems, from crowd reaction. What can we?
He doesn't have real heat.
You don't think?
No.
After the Cena thing with fans?
He doesn't have real heat.
Explain.
He has manufactured heat. It's the closest thing that there is to heat on that show, but he doesn't have heat.
Does he have the most heat of anyone on that show, at least, can we say?
Yeah, but he doesn't. It's not.
It's not Bash at the Beach heat. I get that. It's not
no,
the passion.
No, I'm not.
Does that even exist anymore?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's like last week when he came out, and so his music plays, and then his graphic plays. Then he goes out and cuts a promo, and then Pierce comes out and tells him to get the fuck out of the building. So they played his music, played his entrance, gave him a microphone. He cut a promo, but when he got done, it was time to get the fuck out of the building.
Right.
Because you're a bad guy and you got heat.
Right. Okay, so then this week, at the end of the show, he comes out. And there's the Punk thing. And again, it just doesn't seem he's going out and nothing's happening. They know to get him on TV after the Cena thing, but they put him out and for nothing. What shouldn't they be cashing in on? You can call it manufacturing, whatever it is, whatever's happening in that audience when he gets out there.
He can't touch. You can't. I understood what they did with him, with Punk coming down to the ring for the final tag match. Mm-hmm. They've got to get him on the show,
right? But they're doing it in very indiscriminate ways.
But he
shouldn't he be involved in any?
No, he can't.
But it's gonna flame out, don't you think?
No, you can't be the guy that retires John Cena, and the next thing he does it can't be absolutely insignificant.
Well, but don't you think that it's the bitch 2 weeks in a row? I feel like that's insignificant.
I think it's because he's a heel, they can't put a package out there. If he was a babyface, they'd just put a package of what a great guy he is. Show him fucking feeding ladles of chili to the fucking homeless or some shit.
All right. So the Punk, him, Bron, because they're going to be squaring off in January, the January 5th or 6th, whatever it is. Where do the three of them go? Is this going to become something? Because Mania is what? Mania would be from January. You got 4 months.
I think
Mania.
I don't know. I don't know what Seth's.
3 to 4 months, he said in his most recent interview.
I thought he did a good job out of the football game. He did the pregame of the last.
I saw the clip. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
They're keeping him out there, keeping him visible.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. He's a Bears fan. You got Gunther. You got Rollins if he comes back. If he's healthy by then, which I think he will be. And then you've got Braun and Punk. So
right. No, the Austin Theory. The Austin Theory. He's not going to be factoring into this. What is he here? Is he just a placeholder extending the angle?
I thought that he did a good. I thought he did a good job. He was his movement was crisp. The only thing I saw where he fucked up was him and Ray got on that insecure kick. That spot got fucked up on the ropes, and it took a minute for that. But as far as of anybody in that ring, in that main event, his shit was the crispest. He looked like he wasn't dry mouthing it. He wasn't out there fucking like, oh fuck, this is my last chance, and I'm gonna fuck up. He looked like he was pretty comfortable out there. So his body's good. I like his look. I don't know exactly what the pants were, but.
So can you say that he can be main event angle with the vision here?
I don't know. I think he could definitely be. Like I really think Logan Paul's work has gotten good.
Right.
I think that that his work's gotten good. He just needs somebody to work with him just on like facials and shit. Like he does that thing where like he's got fucking false teeth or something. I just like be the guy trying to steal the fucking $500,000 fucking thing off the boxer at your brother's bout. Like be that guy. Like just be you. You can smile and you can be a heel. Like
find it from within.
Yeah.
Make yourself the heel. Right. Don't play a heel. Yeah. I get it.
He's the heel because I watched this thing the other day. He was talking to Goldwyn, and Goldwyn's wanting to buy his Pokemon card, and Goldwyn offers him 1.5, and Paul says he wants $3 million for it. It's part of like this auction they're doing, and he says, "Well, I got an expensive wedding coming up." He goes, "I was thinking more like 3," and then the guy, Goldwyn wrote him a check for 2.5. This had nothing to do with wrestling. This was just Logan Paul's. And I'm just thinking to myself like, You're a grown fucking man and you're fucking peddling Pokemon cards. That's heat. That's like, like that's fucking heat.
Right.
You're getting $2.5 million for a Pokemon card. Maybe I should look at T's. He's got all of them. But I guarantee you they're not fucking graded.
Well, you might have a fortune up there. You know.
Nah, they're not. He played with his. They play. These are those graded fucking 9.7s and shit like that.
So guest book a little for me here, Kev. What's our main event at WrestleMania?
I have no fucking
if it were up
idea.
to you. Well, who's ready to do that now? Who could you put in?
Well, Cody's,
that would make Kevin Nash watch.
Cody has the title. So you got Cody with the title.
Mm-hmm.
You've got I mean, if you look at that, you've got Brock hasn't been back in a while. So you got Brock, Punk, Cody, and Rollins and Roman there. Then you got Rollins still. You got Bron. You got Gunther. So you got 7 players for 4 spots. Because I will not book a fucking 3-way.
Right. That's
Doesn't
mean they won't, but you won't.
I won't do it. Yeah, I think it sucks. I don't know. I mean, we're so far away, man. You could heat Brock up in 2 weeks. You know,
True.
like you could heat the fucking the chief up in 2 weeks. You could, So you got 2 Hall of Famers sitting at that table in that Vegas ad that you could heat up in 2 weeks. That would,
Too soon to tell.
yeah, it's just
Too soon to tell. I saw you, Kev, respond to a tweet from Arn, who was talking about the riskiness of the moves today, and I think I don't know if you brought up first about the German suplexes and
I've said that. That's not the first time I've said that.
You said it here.
Yeah, I've said it plenty of times that nobody got fucking the amount of neck injuries since the German suplex came in. It's just
right.
Anytime you get dumped, being thrown over your shoulder, and I forget who it was that gave Cody one not too long ago, but the second one that he took, and it might have been, I don't know if Brock was in it, but somebody gave one to Cody, and I think fucking Cody's taken that move before where you get that stinger, and I don't think it's one of those things, man. It's like you're a big old fucking strong bull or you're a fucking amateur guy and you're fucking tossing people on their head. That's great if you're the tosser. But if you're the fucking toss, if you're the motherfucker,
tossee?
Yeah, I don't think anybody like. I took a couple Germans over in Japan, and I was just like, ugh. It was like Scott's finish. Scott's finish on me, I was so fucking big, it was just like jamming my fucking thoracics. His finish was, man, it was brutal to take. Because I was you couldn't lay me flat. I was too long. So you just kind of stuck me like a lawn dart. So, yeah, no, and the guy, we were arguing with some guy that was on the internet, but he was saying, you can never turn things back around. And I thought I had a pretty good response to him. I told him, yeah, and I never thought in a million years that the fucking NFL Pro Bowl would be a fucking flag football game either.
Yeah.
So
I always hated the Pro Bowl.
I like it now. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you ever think that we'd watch fucking pro football and out there would be fucking 11 players and 2 of them would have giant mushroom fucking heads on?
Nope.
Big giant helmets, fucking
Yeah, that's
concussion
unbelievable.
protocol helmets.
Yeah.
With
First
it-
time I saw that, I was like, yeah, this is like a fucking one of those video games where they had the like the bobblehead
Yeah,
players
no,
on the
it's just-
screen, like one of those video games.
You know, people that are consumers, you know, they have these ideas of things are never going to go back to, you know, this or they're never going to go back to that. And I promise you that, you know, if the dinosaurs had the ability to have dialogue on X, I'm sure none of them thought that a fucking asteroid, you know,
Right.
size of Cleveland was going to fucking ram into the side of the planet.
Making posts on Tyrannosaurus X.
Yeah, within fucking, you know, seconds, their lungs were on fire with fucking 300-degree heated air. So never say never.
Hey, I saw a story, and I wanted to ask you because you knew Vince pretty well. Was he a real ball buster? I saw a story from, was it Matt Hardy's podcast? He was talking about he thought that JR got kind of pushed around a little bit by Vince. And the way he was describing it, I'm going to read the exact quote so I don't misquote him here. He said, I thought it was real weird. Quote, what he said about Vince. He said, quote, I felt like Vince had a thing. Vince had a thing for like putting people in positions which made them feel uncomfortable. And he kind of got off on that in all honesty, Hardy said on the podcast. It was like one of his things. I felt like he did that with JR quite a bit, you know, because that became a regular common thing. There were certain people I felt like if you ever showed signs of weakness or like, no, I don't want to do that, or like being uncomfortable, like if you were outright uncomfortable with it, then he would push it even harder because I know there's some people that did get that. You know, I felt like anytime he put us in positions where I feel like sometimes he said, if you don't go into areas or positions where you feel uncomfortable, you'll never grow. And in some ways that is true, but in some ways too, I think he was abusive with it as well. And JR probably was one of the guys he was more abusive with in many ways.
He gave JR a fucking horrible time when JR had that Bell's palsy. And
Yeah. So what I wanted
yeah,
to ask you,
Vince isn't going to get Humanitarian of the Year award anytime soon. So I don't think he's not going to be up for the Walter Payton Award.
so
It's the same. He's just
you saw some of that too.
yeah, but he's super. Not to me,
Not to you. I'm not saying to you.
but I'm just saying it's like everything. When I was fucking 5'9" in sixth grade, shit, no, fourth, and weighed like 100 pounds, and I got my ass beat every fucking day. You know, like, yeah, I saw fucking kids getting picked on all the time. One of them was me. As life goes on, then that just doesn't happen anymore. So,
Well, if you don't have Bell's palsy and grow to be 6'10", maybe, but
I'm
if
just
you're
saying
not
though,
in
that
that position,
I'm saying I've lived the life of fucking being picked on, and I've also watched. It's always going to be the strong survive, and in essence, people know that the actual thing is the one that survives is the one that can adapt. So
unlike them, they're dinosaurs you just mentioned.
right, so adaptation is what you need to strive for.
Very good. All right, Dear Sexy, Kevin, I have 2 letters here, real letters. If you were to answer the Dear Abby column when she did, actual letters from the archives.
You know, I always consider her mid-card.
Oops, because of the promo. It was her and her tag partner, Ann Landers.
Fucking bitch.
Trish is never going to be as good as them, and they were mid-card.
Yeah.
All right, Dear Sexy, I am 80, and Doreen is 72. When we started dating 7 years ago, I simply wanted to be her friend. Now the tables have turned, and she just wants to be my friend. Doreen has a male friend in Florida with whom she communicates through letters and phone calls. Although she tells me she loves me, she also says that if this friend comes back and asks her out, she wants to be free to date him. I told her that most 72-year-olds would be happy to have one man to date, but if she plans on dating someone else, I should be free to do the same. Her last remark to me was, "Be gentle with her. We are affectionate, loving friends. I care about her a great deal. Your observations, please." That's from Eddie in Maine.
Obviously, this is way before Blue Chew.
Yeah.
Because it'd be,
And before the Villages, I think.
yeah, exactly. This is,
It is Florida, though.
yeah. I don't know. I guess Norm Macdonald said it best when Bob Dole did the original Viagra commercial. He said, "I just don't want to picture fucking Bob Dole walking around with a big fucking heart on. I just don't want to, it's like, I get it that they're
80 and
Yeah.
talking and debating monogamy.
yeah, it's like, I think at that age, I think you've got to pretty much live each day as it comes.
Maybe don't imprison yourself or anyone
No,
else.
no.
Right.
Especially if, we're friends where it's like, whatever. Fucking 3 months from now, you won't know even what each other's names probably. It's like, fuck, just, if you're going to suck and fuck, do it. If not, just move on. It's,
Move the fuck on.
who the fuck, who's got that much time to write the fucking letter? Just like, jeez.
All right. Second letter. Dear Sexy, my mother is my best friend, but I can't stop yelling at her for invading my privacy. I've just learned that she has read all my journals since I was 9. She also figured out all my passwords to my email, online blogs, and social network accounts. I have lived away from home for 6 years. I no longer feel I can leave my mother alone in my apartment because she goes through my text messages, call lists, letters, bills, bank statements, etc. I've now stopped writing, which was my only outlet of expression, because of her snooping. She says I will hurt her feelings when I yell, but I have reached the end of my rope. I've had calm conversations with her about this. She always promises she'll stop, but she never does. Sexy, she has no reason to snoop. I talk to her 20 times a day. How can I keep her from ruining our relationship? That's from Mad in Manhattan.
I don't know. Maybe put a thumbprint on your phone.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what's with all the lack of security on all these social media
like,
accounts
you,
and
you,
everything?
and you like change your fucking passwords and lock your shit down and go out and spend $300 for a cheap safe that's 4 times the size of the safe in a hotel for, with the 3 electronic digits, and lock your fucking journals in there. And number one, like, that's what you get for having your mom as your best friend. Like, that's fucked up.
Boundaries, right? You got to have boundaries
Yeah,
with
you
parents
can't.
and
Yeah.
Agreed. All right, back with Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast. When I talk about scams, Kevin, the first thing that should come to mind is banking. Banking, money transactions these days. There's a lot we read about. There's a lot we hear about out there. And finally, there's that built-in card security that can keep your money safe from fraud and the protections you would expect. The holidays are all about finding the perfect gift, but this time of year, it can be dangerous, right? Every deal is not actually what it seems. Scammers are now getting more creative ways to trick people, just like the last goddamn Dear Abby we read. Passwords all over the place. Luckily, Cash App's 24/7 fraud monitoring is going to help detect this and alert you, okay? Unusual card activity should someone gain access to your card. So if you act fast, something seems off. You can also lock or unlock your Cash App card instantly right in the app for extra control and peace of mind. Stay one step ahead of scams this season and keep your money secure with Cash App. Man, when I first heard Cash App, I just thought that was sending money to friends for coffee, right? God, it's so much more advanced now with the Cash App card and all of the additional protections built in. Guys, gift yourself a little peace of mind this holiday season. Download Cash App and take advantage of the advanced built-in security that keeps your money safe from fraud. And your personal info stays personal. And it gives you the help right where you need it, when you need it. And for a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. Really, just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code SECURE10 in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right in your account. Terms apply. That's Cash App. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Thank you, Cash App. And we have our people here in the house with questions for Kevin. Part of the exclusivity that you get to cash in on when you join the Kliq This 11 Soft Club by going to kliqthistv.com.
I wanted to throw one out today here.
You throw anything out you want.
Has anybody been following the price of silver per ounce?
No, but I was looking at gold the other day when I was doing some holiday shopping, as a matter of fact. But where's silver right now?
I bought several 10-pound bars of silver at $23 an ounce. Silver's at $80 an ounce.
Yeah, look at that. Here's the graph. Yep, $79.59.
Yeah. I haven't. My buddy Adam, he's over in the UK with his family for the holidays. And I was just like, he's like, dude, were you watching silver? I'm like, last time I looked at it, it was 58. I was just like, well, not really. I was just like, wow.
When did you get the 23?
Oh God. I mean, I was actively wrestling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where can we find a 23 at?
Yeah. How far does that graph open up, Steve, to what are we going back to now? What year? I can't see that, for God's sakes. Oh, mio golly. Put on the goddamn glasses. Look at me. Put in my teeth. Put on my glasses.
It's going to be right there somewhere, right?
20-0.
Isn't there 23 right at the peak of that? Yeah.
We're in the 30s there. We're down to 23. But it was also 23 on the other side of that there, too, in the...
Yeah, no, I bought it at 23. I think I bought it at 23. I want to think that peak is around. Go down, because that peak's like 40 something, right? Yeah. And I thought, like, okay, I was gonna, because if it got to 50, I was gonna sell it. Yeah, I got to 40. I think I got to 48 and change.
Never hit you 50, so you got to
hold
on to it.
I held on to it, and then lo and behold, it's 30 past that 50 now. You live long enough, kid. Silver's actually worth something. And I read the reasoning behind it. It's like geopolitical concerns was like the number one reason, because silver's used in so many different conductors and bullshit. And
Yeah, that's a whole. Precious metals are a whole very specific market that I don't purport to know anything about. I did a little currency trading at one point, and that was just too.
I,
It's almost a 24-hour market, which is
yeah,
dangerous.
what's really bad about the currency thing is that like almost like every head of every country's bank, they're all Bears and Stearns guys, and they're like a fraternity, and it's a work. Like, hey, I'm gonna make a move on the yen. You know, I'll pay it back with Canadian dollars. When we move this, it's just like fuck, man.
That's the thing that's so tricky is you're in a precious metal or a commodity or a stock. You're buying one individual property against itself, against its own performance. With currencies, you're playing one against the other. So you're not buying the yen. You're buying the yen versus the euro. You're buying the yen versus the dollar. So the yen can tell 5 or 6 different stories depending on which currency you're putting against it. It's a crazy world. You got to be a madman to do that.
Well, that was like I saw an article that Buffett was, because Berkshire Hathaway is sitting on close to 390 billion. The last 12 quarters, Berkshire has sold, which they've never done before, and so it said that Buffett to put 340 billion into Japanese yen, and I went, what? Because everything that I've read of what's happening right now is if there's a collapse, it's globally. There'll be no currency that's untouched. And I was just like, he's not going to move from dollars to yen. So then I deep dove into it. And what he's done is he's bought oh God, the number was huge. It was like 240 billion yen in samurai bonds. And they're like this special bond. I can't even, I would have to read it to explain it to you because I had to read it twice to go, okay, I understand what this is. But 240 whatever billion yen was like $2.8 billion. I was just like, okay, that's typical, like just something to get me to click on to something. But
right. So when you said that, so you said the last quarter, Berkshire has been in sell mode?
For the last 12 quarters. He's been selling Apple. He's been selling all kinds of shit.
But with purchases also. They're just more sell heavy. They're more sell heavy than they are purchase.
Way more sell heavy for the last 12 quarters.
Wow.
So he's looking for that collapse, and then he's going to have.
And then they'll gobble.
$400 billion to buy shit.
Yeah, he's just freeing up cash.
You know that fucking panic.
I say but it's
not. He's not. It's Abel now. Yeah, but I mean it's.
All right, questions for Kev from folks in the audience. KliqThisTV.com is how you go and become a part of the 11 Soft Club. Plenty of benefits. Hello, Britt. Congratulations to RVD. His twins were born today. I didn't know it happened. Dom, you didn't tell us. God damn it.
Congratulations, RVD and Katie.
All right, Rob.
I'll have to send him a text.
Yeah, I'll shoot him something later. let me just tell you, he's probably my age, right? Early 50s, maybe mid 50s, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, the age, 50s. It's not that 55. It's not the time to have little babies running around the house.
Tell fucking Larry King that.
Oh, yeah, Larry. Pacino, I think she's pregnant again for the third time.
Ugh.
He's 82. All right, next question. Spider Drummer 24. 3 more venues for your opinion. Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, the Igloo in Pittsburgh, Buffalo War Memorial or Buffalo Memorial Auditorium.
Oh, let's see. Pond. We did WrestleMania 12 at the Pond. Kind of always a weird crowd. The Igloo in Pittsburgh. That was where they tore that down, but that was where you could actually open the roof of that. I remember in '95, I think we did a show in June or July, and we actually opened the roof at the Igloo. But that building looked like something from the Jetsons, like when I broke into the business. And then Buffalo Memorial Auditorium I actually played a high school basketball all-star game there, and Minnie Riperton sang the national anthem. And she was pregnant, and I talked to her on the elevator, and of course, her daughter that she was carrying at that time went on to be quite famous.
Yeah. So of those buildings, though,
Buffalo Memorial was that was just an old school, it kind of had the same vibe as the Baltimore. The
Civic
Baltimore
Center.
Arena. Yeah, the arena, yeah.
And what about for crowds? Where would you, Anaheim, Pittsburgh, or Buffalo? Hotter crowds.
Pittsburgh and Buffalo are hotter than Anaheim. Anaheim's kind of it's different down. It's just a different vibe down there.
Mm.
It's like going to an Angels game and going to a Dodgers game.
Right. Very good. Thank you, Spider Drummer. Ace Ramon, do you remember the voice work you did for the game WWE 12? I like the storyline you did with Hunter in that game better than the one you had on TV.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
When you have to do those, Kevin, they just give you the script and you're just
Yeah.
kind of going down and reading the individual lines and they plug them in wherever they have to. You appeared as a playable character with your Diesel NWO look featured in story mode like Road to WrestleMania and unlockable DLC showcasing your imposing presence with moves like the Big Boot and Jackknife Powerbomb. So, all right, very good. T. Blair, any great stories from your time living in Germany? You were there during a major period of history during the height of the Cold War and the new wave music scenes.
All I know is when you would go to, and this is back when you would take the train to Berlin and you'd go through, Soviet Germany for quite some time. And there'd be one or two checkpoints along the way where the Russian soldiers would come on the train. But once you got in Berlin, man, the nightlife in Berlin was crazy.
What year are we talking?
82, 83.
So maybe a little Falco, a little Rock Me Amadeus.
I remember that.
Der Kommissar.
No,
Don't Turn Around.
What was that? What was that girl's name? The
99 Luftballons. Nena.
Yeah, Nina.
That was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Nina that was the one I was thinking of. No, I remember I saw the Flock of Seagulls in concert.
A little Iran.
Yeah, Loverboy I saw in concert over there. Jeffrey Osborne, Pat Benatar, Get Nervous. Yeah, I was definitely
taking advantage of the nightlife you were as a young man.
Yeah,
in Berlin.
good times.
All right.
Hard
Ace
to
Ramon.
hard to find any bud over there, but man, they had some great hash.
What was that? Where was the story in the alley with Scott?
That was in London. That was
Oh,
me,
that was London.
me,
All right.
Shawn, and Scott. Yeah, it was hash.
All right.
Hashish.
Oh, Ace Ramon.
Lebanese blonde.
Why? I think that wasn't that an In Excess song? Why Shawn rocking the Fred Durst circa 2000? This I was outside before I went on the air for the impending snowfall. I wanted to disconnect a propane tank and put it inside a cabinet, and I was my hair got a little snow battered, so I threw on a hat and jumped on the air here, Ace. I'd love to say this was a big stylistic choice. Unlike the scarf, no. And the scarf, by the way, it was a little chilly down in the studio last week. That's about it.
I never was this. I never. My wife wanted a scarf, so I got her a scarf for Christmas. And of course, she wanted a Burberry scarf, and I saw your wife in a picture that she had one on.
I have a matching one as well. I won't wear it on the air.
No,
Lest
I've
I
just
have
never.
to
I
endure.
don't get it. I don't get how something wrapped around your neck is going to help your balls. I just.
Well, how do you know I don't wrap it around my balls? We're assuming.
I guess I don't.
Cashmere on your taint.
But you
It's
had
special.
you kind of
Don't
had
tell
it
me
kind of last week. You looked like you were getting ready to go tobogganing. Kind of more of a up here thing.
Well, I thought, I thought it was kind of loose, though. I wore it a little loose, kind of like an auteur director, maybe from the '60s, a Truffaut.
Or
era.
maybe somebody that was getting banged at a Depeche Mode concert.
In Berlin in 1982.
Ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding.
All right, enough of your secrets. Enough of your Berlin secrets. Moose Fitzgerald, do you think Merle gets away or Kyle dies in the season finale of Mayor of Kingston?
Man, well, the last episode we see is that's got to be Merle and with the automatic weapon and the body armor and everything. So I don't know exactly how that's gonna. I know that it's been picked up for another year, so I know Mike's fine. I just don't. I see Kyle making it because there's going to be some dynamics with Kyle and his son.
All right, there you go. Moose. All right, someone wrap me up here. Let's wrap it up for the week. Moose, did they ask if Shawn banged Vince when you got your call from Delta? Did they go there?
They were too busy. They were too busy wanting to know what he and I were up to.
And they don't get that for free.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like we ever had our own room. So I don't know. So, yeah, hey, me and Shawn are going to talk business in the bathroom for a while.
Give me that Depeche Mode CD before I go. Kliq This is a production of Butch & Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast E, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Shawn Oliver. Producer Steve Kaufman, graphics by Dominic D'Angelo, title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson, theme song by Dale Oliver, technical research by Tristan Nash, copyright 2025, Butch & Sundance Media. Kev, do you want to do another one in 2026?
Only the Depeche Mode's our new theme song.
never answers a thing. Let us free to breathe in air we're supposed to breathe. Twists and turns, you've come to love me. Now I'm cold, I'm frozen. Baby, we're broken, and the customer service never answers a thing. Yeah, the customer service never